Tonight, we're talking about the loneliness epidemic and how being alone and older is the perfect recipe for exploitation by a scammer. Lucy says she can't even think about how much money she sent Kane in the last 5 months because it's painful when you look back at it. Now, Kathy is Lucy's best friend of 30 years. She says she has never seen Lucy so convinced of something, so convinced that Kathy even sent Kane $80,000 of her own money to support her friend.
Lucy and I have been friends for over 30 years. Lucy's been very sad and very depressed. Lucy has been through many tragedies. When her husband, John, passed away, she was devastated. She did not know what to do. He had taken care of everything financially, and she was totally lost. At first, I was very skeptical of Lucy's relationship with Kane. It was picture-perfect scam, but I have never seen Lucy so convinced with anything in her life. About 4 months ago, Lucy told me that Kane needed money, and so I decided I would help her. The first payment was for Kane to get a private jet to New Orleans. I felt that that was reasonable. It was $18,500. I sent a cashier's check. They demanded $80,000. Lucy said, I can't do it. And they said, well, we'll take $8,000 now, and then you can deliver the rest. So I came up with the $8,000. He didn't show up. Lucy was in a panic that he was gonna go to prison. She was so panicked. It just triggered something in me that I just had to help her. I hope that Kane is real because she was so happy. I have contributed over $75,000, and that does not include the taxes that I will have to pay. So it's been hard for me. I wanted to help Lucy because if she lost something that would make her happy, it'd break my heart if I knew that I could help her.
You really shipped off 80 grand?
Yes. I wanted to believe that Kane was a victim of fraud himself, and I do, but when I heard his voice and when I saw his texts, I'm going, this can't be the same person that she thought he was. But she was so convinced that he was going to be hurt and shipped off to prison and things like that. And I just felt, you know, if I lose it, I lose it. Money doesn't mean as much to me as my friends do.
Well, Kathy, I agree. I mean, seeing a friendship like this is heartwarming, and it's important. It's one of the things we need in our lives. Unfortunately, when we rely on friends, usually it's that friend that needs to slap us upside the head because that's who we're going to listen to. But then there's that side of us, and you just said it, I wanted to believe.
I mean, do you really want to know the truth? Because if he's real, I'll get him out of the UK and get him here. I will.
I want to know one way or another.
Yeah, we're going to be right back and look at some evidence. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep, and Z-Kleiner was designed specifically to promote restful sleep. Studies show 7% of U.S. adults either choose not to or are unable to sleep in a traditional bed. Z-Kleiner offers a superior alternative. The Z-Kleiner is a revolutionary recliner designed by Flex Steel to be both your ultimate relaxation station and making it an ideal bed alternative. The Z-Kleiner is the perfect sleep solution, meticulously engineered with 4 distinct models. Model 1, Model 2, Petite, Model 2, and Model 2 Plus. No matter your size or specific need, there is a Z-Kleiner that's right for you. Z-Kleiner's more than a chair. It's a complete sleep solution. Whether for daily relaxation or as an alternative to a bed, it delivers unmatched comfort, technology, and support. Visit zkleiner.com today to find the perfect model for you. You deserve the Z-Kleiner. You know, Lucy's in a complex I use the word relationship loosely because you've never actually met in person, right? But you've seen some pictures, maybe. Like you saw a picture of him in jail, right? Does that look like a jail picture to you?
You should have put the other one up.
Oh, there was another one? Mm-hmm. What did it look like?
Not like that.
There. Sorry.
Oh, wow, that looks real. I wonder if a guard took that or something. Okay, and then there are some text messages that we saw. They sent back to you. I do not have to embarrass posting your nude to the world. Your grandchildren will be hurt. Get the cards, 10, baby, and I can take all of this down, baby. I don't think English is his first language.
No.
You think? Mm-mm. And there are so many things wrong with this official document. This is Diplomatic Security Service, the United Nations Department of Peacekeeping Operations. There's no organization by that name. Mm-mm. We've looked at every registry known to man. They misspelled alleged. When you look through here, there are 3 different fonts in the same document. So this wasn't typed all at one time. They cut and pasted this to build it. And then there's another document. They didn't even capitalize the first word in this official document. And this is to fly from Syria to the United States, right? Mm-hmm. I actually did some checking. Mm-hmm. And if you took an ultra-long heavy jet from Syria to the United States, it would be about $400,000. Now, if they wanted to do that for $30,000, that would be great.
Yeah.
But that would barely get you out of Syria. It's all false.
Right.
The time has come for you to finally find out if Cain is your forever man or a forever fiend. I'm going to give you some absolutely undeniable evidence right after the break. Did you know that high blood pressure is the #1 risk factor for mortality? 1 in 2 adults has it. That's a 50-50 chance you are a walking time bomb. But here's the good news. You can take control of your blood pressure naturally without relying on Big Pharma. 120 Life combines delicious super fruit juices proven to help lower blood pressure. Backed by hundreds of doctors and trusted by thousands with real results, it's a solution you can rely on. The best part? It's risk-free. Try it for 2 weeks. If your numbers don't improve, you get your money back. Lower blood pressure or your money back. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Go to 120life.com. That's 120life.com and use code PHIL, P-H-I-L, to save 15% and get free shipping. This is serious. This is your life we're talking about. 120 Life can help. Well, I'm here with my good friend and Merritt Street Media's newest personality, Chris Harrison. Now, Chris sat down with Lucy to hear her story, and Lucy wants to know once and for all if her boyfriend, Cain, who she says is currently sick and being detained in a UK jail, is who he claims to be. Well, we did some investigating, and we finally got to the undeniable truth. Now, Lucy, this is a picture of your Cain, correct? Mm-hmm. The man in that picture is here. And I'm sorry to tell you this, Lucy, his name isn't Cain. His name is Dr. Steve G. Jones. And he's a hypnotherapist living in the United States. Dr. Jones, please join us. How are you, sir? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for taking time out of your life to come here to help this very nice and deserving lady. Your identity was stolen.
Yes, sir.
You've seen it in that picture. Do you remember that picture at all?
Yes.
Where was it taken?
That picture was taken in a Ford car that I had rented on one of my trips to Las Vegas in about 2011, I'd say.
Still looks like you.
Oh, thank you.
So, how does it feel to see Cain in the flesh?
I knew it wasn't him.
Is this the first time that your picture has been stolen?
No, it's been done thousands of times, unfortunately. There have been many victims, and I'm very sorry to hear about that. And that's just what they do. And it's been going on for a long time.
So, does it make you wonder who is behind it? If it's not him, who is behind that picture?
Right. That's what I want to know. Because when I'm talking to him, when we're Skyping, it's him. And how did they do that?
Oh, it's a deep fake. These are, let me tell you, there are ads out there right now of me selling products that I've never even heard of. And it's me talking. Have y'all seen some of those?
Yeah.
It's actually me talking. It's AI technology, and it's called a deep fake. You're seeing an image with a voice, but there's nobody there really. It is all a computer-generated image.
So they're very good at what they do. And if you're circling this from 30,000 feet and you're sitting here with Dr. Phil, it's very easy to dissect. But
Right.
when you're living it day in and day out,
Right.
it's confusing. It's
is.
very confusing.
Especially when you're talking to them and it seems like it's the person that's actually talking.
And they're actually
FaceTiming you.
responding to you, to
Right.
what you're saying in real
Exactly.
time.
It's crazy.
Do you believe what I'm telling you here? 100%?
Oh, yeah.
You deserve so much better. Next, a woman who was scammed, not once, but twice within 3 months. We'll add her to this conversation. That's next. The IRS is ramping up enforcement for 2025. If you owe back taxes or have unfiled returns, don't panic. The truth is, it's smart to get ahead of this, but never contact the IRS alone. Turn it over to the team at Tax Network USA, because not all tax resolution companies are created equal. Tax Network USA has a preferred direct line to the IRS, meaning they know which IRS agents to work with and which to avoid. Tax Network USA has proven strategies that are designed to settle your tax problems, whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million. Their attorneys and negotiators have already resolved over $1 billion in tax debt. Talk with one of their strategists for free. Stop the threatening letters. Stop looking over your shoulder. Leave your IRS troubles behind you for good. Call 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Dr. Phil. That's tnusa.com/Dr. Phil. Well, today we're talking about loneliness and how a certain group of Americans are not only more alone than in decades past, they are now prey to more modern day perils, such as romance scams. Now, sadly, Lucy isn't alone in looking to find love later in life. Alicia thought she had met the man of her dreams. They even set a wedding date. Now, Alicia eventually caught on to the fact that she was being scammed, but sadly for her, fell for another online scam just 3 months later. Take a look.
I was married 3 times. I have 5 children, and they all live in 5 different states. I am very lonely all the time. About a year ago, on Facebook, I was requested to be friends with a man. His name was John Koloski. He told me he was a 4-star general in the Army, and he was based overseas in Syria. We talked for 6 months. In 3 marriages, I've never felt what this gentleman gave me. 3 months into our relationship, he asked me if I would marry him, and I said yes. And he kept saying, I've got to get my portfolio through customs, and it's going to cost me $1,500. I sent him the $1,500. He came back and he says, now they want $5,000. that I sent him another $5,000. And then he came back and says they want $40,000. I said, I don't have it. And so he says, we'll send you a check for $95,000. And I was to put that in my bank and send him $40,000. I went back to the bank and they told me that it was fraud. And I fell apart in the bank in front of everyone because I hurt so bad. And about a month later is when I received an email from my cousin. And she says, there's this lawyer, his name is Vincent Smith, and he does government grants. So he says, no, you qualified for $300,000. And he kept telling me, I am legitimate. This Smith guy, he wanted me to send him $6,000. And so I emptied out my savings. Then I needed more money, so he says, well, go to the bank and get a loan. So I went and got 2 bank loans. Between the money that Smith wanted and my 2 bank loans, I ended up sending him $17,000 that I didn't have. I've got 22 great-grandkids, and I couldn't send them a dime for Christmas. It's very heartbreaking. Between the 2 scams, I was out almost $30,000 of my money.
Well, Alicia, I'm glad to meet you, and I hate to hear this. You lost your entire life savings, correct?
Yes.
That is absolutely heartbreaking. Tell me how things are for you now at this point.
I had to take a second mortgage on my home, and I'm able to pay my mortgage on my house and pay that. I rent out my basement apartment, and with that money, I'm able to make the bank loan and pay them. And it's $13,000 on my bank that I owe. You know, I sent him the money, and now I'm paying for it again. And the people at my church, they helped me, and the police department and the detective that was working with me helped me. They brought me Thanksgiving dinner because I couldn't afford it. And the people at church helped me so I could do Christmas for my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, because I didn't have any money to give them. So right now, I'm doing okay. I just don't have any extra money to do anything else. And so this is the first trip I've taken in years. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad it was here. I really am. Has the trip been good?
It's been wonderful. I've been pampered, and the hotel was so generous with me, and your crew. I love them all, and they all give me hugs, and I love that.
Well, they all love you. Good. Everybody said the same thing about you. They're just so proud to have you here and to get to spend time with you. And, you know, Chris, we've been talking about it, and these people that do this are just cold-blooded, psychopathic animals.
They are.
There's no other way to describe them.
But it's incredibly calculated. That's the other thing. It's, you know, they're not without thought. They're unbelievably calculated in how they do this, which makes it even sicker.
And there are definite red flags that tell you that you're being targeted for a scam like this. And number one, communications are poorly written and don't make sense. They send official documents proving the plight, and those documents don't stand up to scrutiny. They immediately claim they need money, excuses why they can't meet in person.